Hi, this is Paddy Billington and welcome to episode 51 of the Seadogs podcast, all things Scarborough Athletic FC. Well, there's no big intro with music and jingles for this particular episode. It's not an episode I was expecting to make today. It's not an episode I would have wanted to make either. We're going to be hearing from Scarborough Athletic chairman Trevor Bull in a few moments' time. It is fair to say that he is devastated and quite inconsolable, actually, as well, following the news that I'm sure all Boro fans have heard now. The pitch, due to be relayed during the off-season, will not be ready for the start of the new National League North season. But there's more. We don't know when it will be ready to be played on again, and that creates a potentially catastrophic outcome for the football club. And as a lifelong Scarborough fan, and many people who are listening will have supported Boro all their lives, we've lost a club before. We know how devastating that feels. And what's been created at Scarborough Athletic FC by all of us, actually, all of us, and the presence that the club has in the town is absolutely incredible. We can't lose our club again. We just can't lose our club again. Let's bring in Scarborough Athletic chairman Trevor Bull right now. Trevor, what a horrendous bit of news that you've received this week. How did you hear the news and what were you told exactly?
Well, as you can imagine, it's been a chaotic week. We were notified on Monday that there was a chance that we wouldn't make the start of the season. We'd missed the first few home games, which we felt we could cope with that. We could make amendments, so we could talk to the league about putting some home games away from home and that sort of thing. So that was doable. And then 24 hours later, on Tuesday evening, we got a phone call saying, no, really sorry, it's not going to be ready for the start of the season. In fact, we're not quite sure when we're going to start it. So you can imagine that just blew my mind open, that did.
Yeah, so sorry, they said they weren't sure when they were even going to be able to start the work.
Yeah, we were expecting spades in the ground immediately after the Darlington game because they've been on it as all season. How soon can we get on the pitch? So we said, look, as soon as there was no chance of being in the playoffs, we said, look, right, the ground will be free from after the Darlington game. And it turns out the North Yorkshire put a communication out last night that we were previously unaware of, that some community users can continue using the pitch. So it's obviously got no plans at present to make a start.
Yeah, of course. So, there's not going to be spades in the ground on Tuesday then. So at this stage, you still have no idea when that's going to start?
No idea at all. No, I know there's more meetings at North Yorkshire Council today. We're hoping we might get some more news this evening, but then, of course, it's the Easter weekend when no one will be working. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a nightmare, Paddy, to be honest. It's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's one thing. It's one thing not having, not knowing when this facility is going to be used. I know it's used a lot by the community, but from the football club's point of view here, this, we've lost a club before. I mean, this is serious, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is potentially life-threatening to the football club, but as a board of directors, we are working 24 hours a day to make sure that doesn't happen. We haven't got any solid plans on how we're going to deal with this yet. We're working on that. As I think we've noted, we had an emergency board meeting Wednesday evening, and different directors have been challenged to go off and make inquiries and try and find out what is possible and how we might deal with that. But of course, the blow is if we're not in that ground, there's a danger that our sponsors won't stay with us. How do we sell season tickets? How do we? It's massive. So it is. Well, I don't know how to describe it. It's catastrophic, or it's a big word anyway.
Yeah, because of course, it's not just losing gate receipts for a few weeks or a month or two. Like you say, it's sponsors. It's all of that as well.
Yeah. Well, we as you know, the majority of our revenue is generated on a match day. So we wouldn't be able to sell hospitality. We wouldn't be able to use our bar. We wouldn't be able to get gate entry, etc. It just goes on and on and on. So we've got to find a solution quickly. We need some clarity around the next steps within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll have to see where it goes. I think one thing I would like to say is that I've been overwhelmed this morning with the amount of support. People have been in touch. I've had political support, personal support, of course, and our supporters and local businesses. There's a lot of people care about our football club.
I can hear the emotion in your voice, Trevor. Normally, the emotion I hear from you is when we've won a big match. Look, as a Scarborough fan myself, it's a bit of a shock to the system, this. It's kind of like, I thought we'd sort of been there and done that and got the T-shirt and moved on. Because obviously some of the options are, obviously, people talk about ground share and all that, but the club is set up very differently now, isn't it? And
it is. We've invested an awful lot of money in that stadium. We've made it our home. We've made it the beast it is that generates money to enable us to get the best playing squad on the pitch. If we play anywhere else, those income streams either dry up or diminish a lot. So it's going to be a challenge. I'm determined not to lose another club in this town. I think one thing, can I say another thing? But I think we've got an opportunity on Monday. We've got our final home game against Darlington on Monday. I just want everyone to turn up and just show what this club means to our town. Sorry.
No, Trevor, look, I think all Boro fans are actually feeling exactly the same as you. It's sort of sinking in, really, isn't it? What this could mean. I mean, I'm just thinking here. I mean, is there a possibility that there's been some massive lapse of communication somewhere, and actually, now that people realise that a club is at risk here, that work could start sooner? I mean, I know there's, we've run a story earlier about the fact that more major issues have been discovered, but with pressure coming from, like you say, local councillors, MPs, whoever it might be, is the hope and there a chance that actually?
Well, certainly, Alison Hume MP's been in touch with me this morning. She's offered to help. She's going to come along to the game on Monday and talk to everybody and to see how she could help. And she'll be talking to North Yorkshire Council to find out their side of the story. We just need to all stick together. We don't want to burn any bridges. We've got to keep all our options open, because I don't know at this moment in time where the solution will come from. I'm convinced there has to be a solution. It's just that we haven't landed on it yet. We will find it.
Yeah. And I know that the board of directors are determined to find a solution, and you'll be getting lots and lots of support from everywhere, of course. But it can only go so far, can't it? At the end of the day, if Scarborough have to play a load of away games at the start of the season, that's one thing. If it's going to be long term at a different location, that is another thing, isn't it? Altogether, and I mean, it just has impacts right across the club, really. And you've got obviously. I know you don't want to say too much. I know you can't say too much, Trevor. But this must feel like a real kick in the stomach. This maybe feels like this could have been preventable.
Well, I think so. Our football club, we've reached the stage with 18 years of hard work through volunteers. We've got to the stage we're at, a really credible level of football, a super little stadium, great facilities, and it's just been ripped out from under our feet. Our first target is we believe there must be a way that we can play football in that stadium next season. That is the first thing that we're trying hard to explore. Not sure if it's possible, but we're making inroads to speak to all the right people to see what the art of the possible is. We have got a lot of great people on side. We're not fighting this on our own. It's quite clear the community wants a football club. Politically, I think local politicians, whatever their persuasion, see the benefit of a community-owned football club within their town. We've brought huge attention to the town over the last few years with appearances on the BBC TV and radio, and we're keeping the name of Scarborough alive across the country, and that's got a benefit to so many local businesses that want to attract visitors to Scarborough. And do the powers that be want to shut us up? I can't see why. I know they've got a problem, but if people are solution driven, they will find an answer. we've got to find an answer, Paddy.
Yeah, and who ultimately is responsible for fixing this mess?
Well, it's North Yorkshire Council. It's their stadium. They built the thing. Oh, well, Scarborough Council built it, and the problems have been found with the original build. So they found all sorts of problems with the substructure underneath the pitch, and it will take some fixing. And they've told us the severity of those problems, and I understand they've got a problem, but why they can't just straight away and start working and get it done as quick as possible, I've got no idea.
Well, let's hope that we get some positive news in the coming hours and days, because like you say, you do have a lot of support. It's really out of the blue, this, for a lot of Seadogs fans. We have got that one remaining home game. I mean, I was going to really ram it home that this is the final home game for a while, because all the pre-season fixtures are going to be away. So let's really pack the place out. That's what I've been saying.
Absolutely.
But even more reason now. Even more reason now.
Let's make sure the people that are making these decisions understand how many people it's impacting. Exactly.
Yeah, and by turning up in their thousands, maybe on Easter Monday, that is saying this club is vitally important to us. Important to us. I mean, Trevor, I know you'll have to go in a moment, but you just think of the people who are visually impaired, the people who are in the wheelchairs, who get so much joy from it, the different generations of families, grandparents, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, babies that are brought through the doors, people that are discovering the club for the first time, people that love the club because they love Scarborough and they've just found the club accident. I mean, there's countless stories about how the club is at the heart of the community. The club is the envy of many places in the area who wish they had the same presence in the town that the club has.
Yeah, and we mustn't forget the 270 juniors players that we've got that train there all winter. We've got nowhere for them to train either.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Trevor. Really appreciate it. I just hope there's a resolution soon, because all your work and everyone else at the club's work, it can't go to waste. What's been built up in these last 18 years actually now, isn't it? Nearly 18 years of the new club has been phenomenal. Where the club started on that pitch in Hummonby, I think it was, wasn't it? To now, can't lose it. So thank you, Trevor, for your time.
But just everybody keep believing. If we all stick together, we can make magic happen.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you, Trevor. That's Trevor Bull, Scarborough Athletic Chairman, speaking to me about the shocking news that we've heard this week. We knew that the pitch was going to need to be relayed. We thought, the board of directors thought that spades would be in the ground not long after the Darlington match, the final league game of the season, on Easter Monday. That is not going to be the case now. We knew that there was going to be pre-season fixtures all away from home. That was going to be a little bit of an inconvenience. Now we know that the pitch won't be ready for the start of the new National League North season, but we don't know when the work will even begin. And that leaves the football club in a very, very, very insecure place, as you've just been hearing. And it is hard to know at this stage what to do about it. Will it be a case of fans coming together to help fundraise during the summer? What will be needed? Obviously, we need that clarity, don't we? We need that clarity. We need to know exactly what needs to happen, how long it's going to take, and then the club can start making the necessary plans to make it work. And I'm fairly confident that a lot of people, including sponsors who support the club, do it primarily because they support the football club and want to support the football club and want the football club to do well, rather than it just being a one-way thing and let's get our logo and our name out there in front of a load of people. I do think that people who support the football club are genuine fans of the football club and hopefully will continue to support the football club as well. Look how we all adjusted during COVID times. People had to keep their jobs, working from home, all that sort of stuff. People had to adapt massively, and maybe it's a case that the football club has to adapt massively in terms of how to keep sponsors happy and how to keep the revenue streams coming in. It might need some, out of the box thinking, but there's lots of very talented people on that board who can come up with amazing ideas, and fans from across lots of different industries and all walks of life can come together and help provide a plan. But we just need that clarity, don't we? We can't lose our football club again. Thank you anyway so much for listening to episode 51 of the Seadogs podcast, brought to you in association with Walker & Co Chartered Accountants. Of course, we'll keep on top of this story on air, on This Is The Coast, also online and on social media as well. And we will be doing full match commentary. I'll be doing that at Spennymoor tomorrow afternoon as we record this Good Friday, and at home on Monday, Easter Monday, final home game of the season against Darlington. There's another club that have had to, start all over. There's a fair few of us around there. We don't want to be doing that again. So much work has gone into making Scarborough Athletic what it is. Please don't listen to commentary on Monday. Get yourself to Scarborough Sports Village and support the Boro, and do send that message out there about how important this football club is to the community. That's exactly what Trevor Bull said as his final parting words there when he was chatting to me a few moments ago. So do please get there if you can. But of course, if you really can't, we will have full match commentary for you on Easter Monday. Well, thank you so much for listening to the Seadogs podcast, and hopefully I'll see you at one of the Boro matches, if not both, over the weekend. And as Trevor said, keep believing, and magic will happen.